Hi guys, this is Jazz from Caitlin and Jazz Books, and this week I'm going to be doing a review of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which I was so excited to read, so I bought it as soon as it came out and waited for 3 agonising days for Amazon to deliver it to my house. It was amazing, and I'm going to get into that, but first I'm going to do my current read. Currently I am reading Mind Games by Terry Terry, who is becoming one of my favourite authors after having read all of her other books. This is set in a dystopian universe where everyone plugs into virtual reality to live their lives, and the main character, Luna, who is actually named after Luna from Harry Potter, by the way, is someone that refuses to use this virtual reality. But she's been in a very awkward position. She's been offered a test place at this, like, I don't really know how to describe it, at this, like, company that offers university places and jobs. But in order to do that, she's going to have to plug in, and you know she can't for some reason, and that's as far as I've got. I haven't got very far, but I'm really liking it so far. So, just quickly, I'd like to apologise if you heard any crisps, because Caitlin was sitting behind the camera the whole time, eating crisps. But now that she knows I'm going to say spoilers, oh yeah, I'm saying spoilers, sorry guys, so if you haven't read it, you should probably not watch this, but I'm sure lots of people have, so yeah. But she's gone now, because she didn't want to hear the spoilers. As you can probably see, I've put a lot of post-it notes in this, in the key places that I want to discuss. And the first one, what was the first one? Oh yeah, the first bit I really loved was right in the very first scene where Harry is dropping off his kids at platform 9 3/4 to go to Hogwarts. And they quote Mrs. Weasley, which is really sweet, because Harry says, best do it at a bit of a run if you're nervous. And I just thought, oh my god, it's so cute already and I love it. And the best thing about this is that it's a script, and you wouldn't think that'd be very good, but it just makes it flow better, because there's not too much description to, well, there's no description to read. And it's just really cool, because you can just sort of act it out a little bit. Like, that's amazing. Yes, J.K. Rowling and her co-writers. But yeah, and Ginny says, all you have to do is walk straight at the wall between platforms 9 and 10, and that is exactly what Mrs. Weasley said when Harry first had to go. And it just did something to me here. Wait. Here. And, oh, I just loved it. Oh my god. When Albus first meets Scorpius, who is Draco Malfoy's son, who is actually one of my favourite characters in the whole book, on the Hogwarts Express. And they make a joke about Voldemort having a nose, which is beautiful and brilliant and witty. And seeing as the actual Harry Potter book said nothing about Voldemort not having a nose, that was the film's interpretation, I really like the crossover between the two different media platforms, and this sounds really nerdy, I've just realised. Oh well. Also, Hermione's daughter is a bit of a bitch. Sorry about that. But it just makes me laugh how different she is from Hermione. Like, they're so similar in the fact that they're both quite nerdy and they're both into, like, studies and stuff. But she refuses to hang out with Harry Potter's kid because he likes a Malfoy. Go figure. But yeah, it made me laugh. Books don't usually make me laugh out loud, so the fact that this made me laugh, and I was actually in public when I laughed out loud at a book, and I got some very strange looks for some very strange people. The third bit I want to talk about is the fact that Harry Potter's son, Albus, or Albus Severus Potter, is how different he is from his dad, and the fact that he's in Slytherin when his dad was in Gryffindor, and how he's friends with a Malfoy. I mean, that's very different from anything that Harry was interested in when he was at Hogwarts. And obviously he's not friends with Hermione, and his only friend is a Malfoy, which is kind of strange if you think about it. He also hates Quidditch and doesn't do very well in lessons. And I just thought, well, at least it's a fresh perspective. I mean, it'd be horrible if he was exactly like Harry, wouldn't it? Just become sort of aware that I haven't really been saying what the entire premise of the story is, and that's kind of important when, you know, giving a review about a book. So I haven't really revealed any important plot things apart from his son being quite different in the fact that he's in a different house, etc, etc. But a brief rundown of the book is, Harry Potter's son is obviously very different from Harry, so he overhears him talking to Amos Diggory, who was Cedric Diggory's father, about not being able to go back in time because they have a time turner now to save Cedric, and because his son and Harry have had a lot of falling outs and lots of problems, in which case lots of drama goes down, he decides to go back in time with his friend Scorpius and save Cedric. But this results in lots of repercussions, in which there are lots of alternate universes created, which produce some very strong feels, and it's found out, major spoiler, that Voldemort has a daughter, and it's not who you think it. Well, Voldemort has a child, and it's not who you think it is. He actually has a daughter, who is revealed later on. And they have to go back in time even further to stop Voldemort from cursing. Like, how do I do this? Voldemort's daughter is trying to stop Voldemort from killing Harry, so that a piece of his soul isn't embedded in Harry, i.e. his scar, etc., etc. Because then Voldemort can rise up and take over the world, because Harry isn't there to stop him. So yeah, that's what he tried. And so many feels. But at the end, everything's fine and they all make up, and yeah. One of the big things that got me about this book was when Snape actually returned, and that got me here. Like, it got me in my... I cried when it got to that bit, because I just thought, oh my god, Snape's alive. Because he is actually one of my favourite characters, and I know he's kind of a horrible character and he doesn't like Harry, but when you find out everything, I mean, I liked him anyway because he was so sassy, but Snape. And then he died in this alternate universe. Like, the world just hates him, and to be like from Dementors, that's the most painful death there is in the Wizarding world. Well, it's arguable, but still, it's the most painful one I can think of. And then there's Ron and Hermione, who die side by side, and that little scene just tore my little heart into shreds, even more than it already was after reading the first half of this. Oh, I think I'm gonna go cry in a corner after making this video. It's so sad. And then, like, the bit that made me sort of, like, proper full-on cry was when, like, it was Snape's very last words to Scorpius, because obviously he's the one that's travelling back in time. It's, tell Albus Severus, I'm proud he carries my name. If that doesn't make you cry, you have no heart, okay? Another part which I found really sweet is when Harry is talking to Dumbledore's portrait, because obviously the portraits can talk and everything, and he's just having this little conversation with Dumbledore, and they're talking about his son and how much he loves him, and then Dumbledore basically says that he loves Harry like a son, and that he's always loved him and he never got the chance to tell him. And I just thought, that's not even the real Dumbledore, so he never actually got a chance to say it, but now his painting is saying it. I don't know, I don't know how everyone interpreted this, but I just found it both sad and really sort of heartwarming at the same time, because Harry's in quite a dark place at this point, because his son's gone missing and he's worried out of his mind. But then there's this cranky old man who he's kind of risked his whole life for without sort of batting an eyelid, who is now telling him that he's always loved him, and that just... Another part which I thought was quite important to point out was this little Hermione moment that happened, and if you don't know what Hermione is and you're a Harry Potter fan, where have you been? It's when Draco and Hermione get shipped together, basically. Now, I don't ship this, but I saw this and I instantly thought it was a Hermione moment. It's when Draco says, Hermione Granger, I'm being bossed around by Hermione Granger, and I'm mildly enjoying it, and I just thought, damn, he's got a thing for Hermione. I mean, he probably doesn't. I mean, his wife's just died. That's not really a massive plot twist. I mean, it has nothing to do with the story, but anyway. Still, for all you shippers of Hermione out there you go. The bit when Harry has gone back in time, posed as Voldemort to stop Voldemort's daughter from interacting with her father, and he has to watch his parents die all over again, and he can't do anything about it. I think my mum was giving me some very strange looks when I started crying on the sofa next to her. But it's just so sad, because it's the whole reason that Harry is who he is. It's the reason that he's an orphan and that he's felt so unloved his whole life, because everyone just sees him as the boy who lived. And he can't stop it, because it's just a part of who he is. And if saving Cedric Diggory can have that many repercussions into the future, just imagine what saving the boy who lived his parents would do. Maybe Voldemort would still be at large. He can't, risk that, so it shows how much he loves the people that he's with at the moment, his son and his family and his friends. But it's just so sad, because you hear them talking just as Voldemort's about to kill him. There's Lily pleading with Voldemort to spare her son, and how can you not cry at that? It's just so emotional. It's such a good book. Overall, I gave this book obviously 5 out of 5 stars. And I think after watching this video it's kind of understandable why. It's just such an amazing book, and it's it definitely met my expectations for the next Harry Potter, because obviously it's a worldwide success, and if it had been kind of disappointing it would have ruined the whole brand for me. But it's absolutely amazing, and I'm so jealous of people that actually go and see this performed live on stage, because I cannot imagine how amazing it would be. So well done if you managed to get tickets to that. Also, it would have been pretty cool if I'd been able to go to the midnight opening in London to go and grab my first copies of this, but obviously it's cheaper on Amazon, so... But yeah, I would highly recommend reading this book, but I don't know why you were still watching this video if you haven't, because I've just revealed every major spoiler there was. I did warn you, but seriously guys, read it. I will probably reread this in the future, because it is honestly one of the best things I've read this year, or at any point ever. So, thank you guys very much for watching if you made it this far. Please leave a like, comment, and please subscribe also if you enjoyed this video. Me and Caitlin will be doing another video very short, well, at some point. We'll be doing one soon. As you can probably tell, I'm in her house, so she's around. But yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye!